Hello, welcome to Local Anesthetic Podcast, your regular injection of strange, bizarre, weird, you know the drill, news locally and around the world, although I should say my stories today are very globally themed. But joining us as always, looking chipper this morning, Rob, not as chipper as David Cameron. What is he? Lord of Chipping Norton. What is it? David Cameron of Chipping Norton. Lord Cameron of Chipping Norton. Not as chipper as him, Rob, because he looks so happy to be doing what he's doing.
Sure. Yeah, I'm delighted for him, Alex.
Yeah, and we all are. I think he needed a break, Rob.
Yeah, for more millions of pounds he was making doing the corporate circuit.
Yeah. It's a big society in action. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, we had a work event last night, and then went to the pub. So I think I walked in the door about 10 to midnight last night. So I'm awake. Not so I'm raring to go, but I can go.
Well, I just want to record a podcast, Rob. I mean, I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah. Okay, can we just get on with it then? This is great.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. There's no news that you need to report?
There's only the one bit of news, which is I'm not going to read the story, but just to, if people remember, we featured a story last week about a horse who managed to break loose on a plane.
Yes.
There was an update. Apparently, the horse was actually put to sleep before the plane even landed. Just want to.
What, killed? Why couldn't they just hang on a minute? Whoa. That's what is it? That's Irish for stop a horse.
Whoa, that's how you stop a horse. Yeah.
Irish for stop a horse, I think he says. I'm not sure. There's a great interview. Yes. By the way, on that, there was a great interview recently, Rob, with Alan Partridge, with The Guardian for his new book, Beacon. And I have to say, the answers to the questions were very, very. It was some very well scripted answers that you would enjoy.
Lovely.
I'll try and find it and send it to you.
Have you? Because I'm conscious that From the Oat House is now in its third series, and I refuse to pay Audible just to listen to it.
Yeah, I know. Same. The other thing is that I find with Partridge, there's almost too much audio content.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 3 books, so it's a lot. But I do want to hear it. But I know what you mean. We'll look into that, Rob.
Thank you, Alex.
What are we talking about? Horses. Why didn't they just sedate? Why didn't they just sedate this horse? Why kill it?
I'm not going to lie, Alex. I saw a comment that Steve put in the chat, which is an update to the story. I didn't read the story. I just saw that they put the horse down and didn't feel the need to investigate further.
Right, Rob. I'm going to look this up. We're meant to do proper due diligence on our updates. Hang on.
I can find. Let me log into Facebook and
I've got it here. I've got it here. Horse plane put to sleep. Right. It had to be euthanized due to the extent of its injuries.
Oh.
So presume, because it would, I presume. I mean, my God, can you imagine? I mean, I've been in a house before, Rob, with a trapped pigeon, and I found that terrifying. Being on a plane with a horse going mental would be terrifying. Somebody here online says the thing that makes this so nerve-wracking is there's no way to calm a horse down if it panics on the flight. They have to be euthanized.
Right. That strikes me as someone who's been in that exact situation before. Interesting.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's move on. But Rob, I briefly noted. This is briefly noted. I'm not going to go into this extensively. This has been covered extensively in many places. I'm very pleased I came across it. This is from the Daily Caller, an American website. This is a story coming out of Iowa,
right,
from November the 17th, 2023. An Iowa man was arrested on Thursday for masturbating at a gas station. But the reason why this story, Rob, is brilliant is that the gas station is called, I kid you not, Come and Go. Spelt K-U-M ampersand go. Come and Go. And he was found masturbating there. Took the name literally.
Exactly. He thought it was an instruction. He was just doing what he was told. I mean, what's the problem here?
Exactly. The incident occurred a little after midnight in mid-March, though the suspect, 54-year-old Kenneth Kelly, was only recently arrested. At the time of the incident, it took them a while. They were following that semen trail, Rob, all the way home, piecing it together bit by bit. At the time of the incident, Kelly made sexual comments to multiple customers at the Come and Go convenience store, in addition to pleasuring himself in front of them. A local police officer then canvassed the area with images of Kelly, prompting multiple people at nearby businesses and residents to identify the masturbator. Witnesses from the March incident also picked Kelly out of a photo lineup, enabling the police to obtain a search warrant. As soon as the officer approached and accosted Kelly at his apartment, the man confirmed he owned the clothes resembling those seen in the surveillance video, but did not admit to pleasuring himself in the Come and Go. Rob, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just imagining, because obviously we've covered on this podcast that often local police forces will post to their social media images of the perpetrators. I'm just wondering if there was, a picture of him saying, "Have you seen this masturbator?" or something along those lines.
Yeah, with the Come and Go,
like a cum banner around it.
Yeah, right, Rob. I mean, we are a news podcast, so it would be,
of course,
it would be remiss of us not to mention sort of current events. And there is a feeling, isn't there, Rob, a bit at the moment of war fatigue, and there's a feeling that the Russia-Ukraine thing has kind of begun to drift off everybody's radar. It's when things go on for a long, it's like it's going on in the background. But
yeah.
But I need to give us an update, Rob, from a local anaesthetic bent. Anyway, this is from Newsweek, which I think is celebrating its 90th anniversary. Happy 90th anniversary, Newsweek. We're not far behind.
Happy birthday.
It's by Isabel van Bruggen. It's a great story, Rob. Putin pardons Satanist cannibal sent to Russia's Stormzy unit in Ukraine.
Sorry.
This isn't the first.
Are Russia really getting that desperate for troops so that they're actually pardoning? Has he been enlisted to the front line? Is that what this is about?
Yeah. Yes, they are. That.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Right, fine.
Next is going to be the draft for under fives.
Yeah. Oh, God. I mean, that is... Jesus Christ. I mean, is it the fact that people are refusing to enlist? Is that why they're getting so desperate? Because I assume I did see that they've been pardoning criminals because they were really struggling with recruitment. But this is a new low, Alex.
Right. Well, okay. So a Russian man who was sentenced to 2 decades in prison for killing 4 teenagers in a ritual has reportedly been pardoned by Russian President Vladimir Putin in exchange for his participation in the war in Ukraine. Nikolai Ogolobyak, who confessed to being a member of a Satanist sect, was sentenced in July 2010 on charges of murder, robbery, and desecrating a corpse. We'll leave that to your imagination. Okay. Members of the sect fried and ate their victims' organs at his apartment in 2008. So kind of get together barbecue, Rob.
Of course. I bring and share lunch.
Yeah. Cited by Russian publication 76.ru. Russia has reportedly been recruiting extensively from prisons for months. As you said, Rob, I didn't know this. You're ahead of the curve here. In a bid to assist its war efforts in neighbouring Ukraine. There's a great piece of fiction here, or a great dramatisation of this. Just this image of I'm thinking of the drill sergeant out of Full Metal Jacket.
Of course, yeah.
Imagine the Russian version of him, and he's been sent out to prisoners, and he's sort of pacing the corridors slowly, eyeing up the inmates inside and firing questions at them, to see if they've got the stuff to join the Russian army. I mean, it's just brilliant. They're looking for the most mad, psychopathic people possible.
Just walking, I will take him, and him, not him, maybe him. Something along those lines.
Yeah, okay, that's better, in a very cold, sort of dispassionate way. Right, okay. So, the British Ministry of Defence said in May that Russia's military has ramped up its recruitment of prison inmates this year. Do you know one phrase that politicians love? Love. I mean, they love a lot of them. They love that we've got to make difficult, tough choices.
Yes.
They love that one. But they also love the phrase ramped up. Use it all the time for all manner of things.
I don't understand why, though. Because
it's just...
Is it just to ensure that I'm assuming it's to demonstrate they're actually doing something?
Yes, exactly. Ramped up. And do you know the other phrase? Do you remember this, Rob? When Cameron was in power, thankfully it's gone. Nobody's using this phrase anymore. He used it all the time, which was clearing the log jam. He went on and on about clearing the fucking log jam all the time. Yeah, when I think of a log jam, I think of those rides in
log
theme
flumes.
Parks on. Yeah. Who doesn't want to sit in a log and be hurled down a sort of gorge?
True. Also, when you say log jam, it just reminds me of constipation. Yeah, I've got a bit of a log jam this morning.
Yeah, I'm a bit backed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the effort, Rob, to recruit people from prisons has not kept pace with its casualty rate in Ukraine. So it's just a conveyor belt.
I mean, it's not a trade-off, is it, Alex? You know, you could rot in a Russian prison, or you can go to the front line and most possibly get killed.
Well, which would you? I don't know. I think I'd probably choose to stay in prison.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, that's it. At least there's a good chance you might stay alive.
Rob, I might be missing something here, but let me get this right. If Russia are struggling to replenish if their troops are dying quicker, then they can replenish them from inmates coming out of prison. Isn't the solution to be locking up more people quicker so they go into the system and then they can come out and join the army quicker? Isn't that just the answer?
I mean, as bleak as that sounds and as dystopian, it wouldn't put it past Mr. Putin for that to happen. I mean, let's face it, he's already been locking people up left, right, and centre for basically for speaking out against him mainly.
Sorry, Rob. I'm a bit averse to sort of, I don't know, chemical poisoning, that kind of thing.
Right.
Never been to Salisbury. I just wanted to say that Mr. Putin is showing what can only be described as strong leadership at this time.
Well, why don't you fuck off to Archangel then, commie?
His father, whose father? Somebody's father told the news out. Oh, the guy, the
cannibal's father. Right, great. Yeah. What he must be proud of his son, right?
Well, yes, he told the news outlet that he served for 6 months with Russia's notorious Storm Z unit, which Russia has used to carry out local pushes on front lines in Ukraine, and he's now at home in the city of Yaroslav in the Moscow region. This is true, he said. He served there for 6 months in Storm Z. After being wounded, he's disabled. He is walking, but the wound was serious. And he said it's unlikely he'll be sent to fight in Ukraine again due to his injuries. And he said that he returned from Ukraine on November the 2nd and is currently living with his mother. The sect to which Ogolobyak belonged was formed in 2006 by the then 15-year-old Konstantin Kliek Baranov. Members carried out bloody rituals for several years, killing dogs and cats for sacrifices and using their blood to initiate new members. In the summer of 2008, 8 members killed and dismembered 4 Yaroslav college students. They received sentences ranging from 8 to 20 years in prison, and he was given 20 years in a maximum security colony. The news comes after the Kremlin received backlash for Putin's pardoning of another man who was convicted in the murder of his 23-year-old girlfriend. Kremlin press. This is my favourite quote already of the year, Rob.
Okay.
So, Kremlin press secretary, so the Russian equivalent of Sean Spicer, if you remember him. He popped up on my TV yesterday. I'd completely forgotten about him.
Yeah.
Kremlin press secretary Dmitry Peskov told reporters that prisoners, in quotes, atone with blood for crimes on the battlefield, in assault brigades, under bullets, under shells.
Wow.
So, there we go.
I mean, Russia can't be maintaining that the war is going well if they're literally turning to murderers to reinforce their front line. I mean, there's no way they can spin this in a positive light, is there?
Rob, the war is going very well and the Ukrainians are being routed and turning on their backs.
Right.
To quote Comical Ali.
Right.
I've been holding on to these stories, Rob, for a long time. We need to just bloody well do them now. This is from SF Gate, San Francisco. It's about Disneyland, Rob. It's by, so careful on what you say, please. It's by Katie Dowd, November the 5th, 2023. Now, you've attended a lot of theme parks, Rob.
I have.
It's true. People do poop a lot in ride lines at Disneyland and Disney World.
Right.
Now, I have been in a ride line at Disney World and Disneyland. This is when I was a child. I just remember it being very long to get on one of those log flumes, Rob. Clear the log jam.
Oh, yeah. Which sounds like that's what people were doing in the line. I mean, Alex, I mean, it is difficult. I mean, I've been to Disneyland, not Disney World. But I know that the queue lines they can be notoriously long. And I have seen people relieving themselves in queue lines, but never shitting.
No, I'll be honest, neither have I. It sounds too disgusting, too outlandish to be real, Rob. A Disneyland urban legend of the gross out variety that people are dropping trousers and pooping where they stand while in line for rides. But unfortunately for the weak stomach, Rob, this humour is absolutely real. Twice in the last month, posters on the Disney World subreddit commented in fury and horror about the cursed things they said they'd seen while waiting in line. I'm in the queue for Rise of the Resistance. Somebody let their kid take a dump on the floor and they just walked out and left it. What the fuck? That nice. Fecal sighting, brilliant phrase, Rob. Brilliant
fecal
phrase.
Sighting, yes. Jesus.
Was supported almost in real time by a commenter who said they worked at the attraction. They said, for the skeptics, it's actually happened. Fun fact, this was one of 3 ship-related incidents at Rise today. Less fun fact, I was here for all 3 of them.
Great.
On another thread, a commenter bemoaned the behaviour of park guests at the wildly popular attraction, Flight of Passage. Body fluids no longer bother me at all after working at Disney, they wrote. Let's just say the attraction I work at has what the cast ended up dubbing the poop hall because of the amount of time guests have gone in there and pooped. We even put up a camera and it didn't stop it. What is that? What point has humanity got to, Rob, where even a camera-controlled room, you're just like, I don't care, I need to shit?
Alex, look, I don't know how many times we need to say this, but obviously we speculated that we feel that humanity is slowly descending into God knows what. But the trouble is, once you get inside Space Mountain, it's quite dark in there, so you could easily just find a corner and just, relieve yourself without any real difficulties.
Okay, let's finish, Rob, with a story that I've been holding on to for quite a while now. It's from November the 3rd. I mean, questionable whether I should even read it. I will. This is a local news story in the United States because it's from Haddon Township, New Jersey.
Right.
From the crime and safety section of what? I think patch.com. I don't know what. But anyway, it's by Josh. Yeah, from patch.com. Josh Packen, Patch staff. New Jersey custodian performs sex acts with school cafeteria objects.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, buckle up, Rob. Upper Deerfield Township, New Jersey. Custodial work. Now, what is custodial work? Is that like
custodians, like cleaners? Yeah, it's basically back room, like cleaners, lunch ladies.
It doesn't mean somebody who's in prison but out on custody doing work in the community.
No, not like the Russians. No,
no, it doesn't mean that. But because I thought of custody. Okay, it does. Well, why is it called custodial?
No, custodian is someone who is in charge of. I think they manage something.
Oh, so it's a bit like a premises person in the UK.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now that makes
so like a ground. I was sort of like I don't want to say groundskeeper,
caretaker.
But yeah, like a caretaker. Yeah, exactly that.
I remember, Rob, when I was at school, my primary school, our caretaker was a bit of a funny guy, and I remember that we would have like a jumble sale. I remember very, very vividly being in the lower sort of juniors playground, and there were lots of tables laid out, and our caretaker, Rob, was selling a number of guns. That's what I remember. Yeah. And I bought off his table, and by the way, my mum let me, an ancient axe, which I had for many years. Wooden handle, metal head. It was incredibly heavy. It was a proper axe. Yeah.
Sorry, and this didn't ring any alarm bells for anyone in the school whatsoever. That was the 80s, Alex. Different time.
I mean, it's just fucking brilliant, isn't it? Right, anyway.
Astonishing. Absolutely astonishing.
Yeah. Sometimes I'd forgotten that story. Absolutely true. Right.
Wow.
One South Jersey school employee performed a series of lewd and harmful acts that weren't part of the job description, authorities announced Friday. Giovanni, this is a great name.
Sorry, can I just pick up that we're not part of the job description?
No.
It didn't specifically say, please do not stick a spatula up your ass.
Exactly, Rob. Giovanni Impellizzeri, a school custodian in Upper Deerfield Township, shared videos of himself, in quotes, performing sexual acts with inanimate objects. Is that the episode title? Performing sexual acts with inanimate objects?
Yes, of course it is. Why? Sorry, he shared videos of this.
Wait, around Elizabeth Moore School. He also contaminated food and cafeteria utensils with Rob. Let's go through the list. Saliva, urine, feces, and bleach, according to the Cumberland County's prosecutor's office.
Alex, this man is not okay. Oh my God.
Where did he get his reference from? That's what I'm like. When he got this job, like, because there must have been pre-existing issues, I would have thought. I'm just thinking, like, I can't believe he gave a cracking interview.
No, you'd hope there's some sort of vetting process that has taken place here. They haven't just said, can you hold a fork? Yeah, you'll do.
Exactly. Right, Rob. He faces several charges, including second-degree official misconduct. He was placed in the Cumberland County Jail pending a detention hearing. So, Rob, the investigation began after the school received multiple anonymous tips about disturbing videos in a group chat on Telegram, which, as you know, Rob, is an encrypted text messaging app. Impellizzeri, filmed the videos at work and shared his profession in various posts, according to an affidavit. After reviewing Impellizzeri's posts and videos, police found that he performed the following acts on school grounds. Would you like to hear about them, Rob? There are four that we want to just mention here. Your Honour.
Great. Okay.
What? I don't know whether I'll be able to get through these, Rob. Okay, let's put on some music for this. Wiping his penis, testicles, and anus with slices of bread and
Sure. Yeah, why not, Alex? Why not? Just to see what it feels like, if nothing else.
Wiping his penis, testicles, and anus with slices of bread and various utensils and items around the school. So presumably that was like staplers, I mean, just anything he could find. The school hamster.
I mean, let's just bear in mind this isn't a school setting though. So actually, this is very, very disturbing. We're not making it in light of that. You know,
no. Oh god. No. Yeah.
No. Okay, so he's rubbing his testicles and penis around various items around the school. Sure, okay. Great.
Spitting on the bread and putting it back in the container to be later served to school children. Not okay, right? Not okay.
No. I think we can all agree on that.
Masturbating and urinating on pillows and kitchen bowls. Very specific.
Oh God, Alex! Oh Jesus Christ!
Okay, Rob, you got some stories for us there.
I do. My first story is from the BBC News website. I did try and find a local story, but I think this one had the best detail. It's by David Wilson from the 14th of November. Now, apparently there's been a mysterious hum, so council could call in noise specialists.
Rob, I've heard about this. It's been going on for a while.
It has.
Nobody knows what it is. I know already, it's aliens.
Of course. So people in Omagh say they're fed up with a persistent hum which is disturbing their sleep. The nighttime noise has been reported in a wide area of County Tyrone town in recent weeks. Fermanagh and Omagh district councils have attempted to trace it as so far not been successful. Now, noise experts could be called in by the councils that struggles to find the source of the mysterious hum. Alliance Party councillor Stephen Donnelly said it was a serious problem for some residents. He was initially contacted by people in the Tamlar Road area of Omagh in late October, but in weeks since the reports of this mysterious noise have spread to other parts of the town. Mr. Donnelly said, usually characterise it as a persistent buzz or hum that was distinct from more common noises such as traffic. Many people, he said, have reported problems sleeping because of the noise pollution.
Do you think it's like this? Like it's kind of like all the time?
I think it would drive, but this is the thing. If you didn't know what it was, because
know.
It makes me think, because scientists have often said that apparently in deep space there is a noise that they haven't been able to identify, which is like a background hum of the universe that they can't attribute to anything. I think it's more than one note, Alex, to be honest. But yeah. But thank you for your contribution. Yeah, that kind of thing. So he said it was imperative to the council did its utmost to trace its source. It may be that it's seasonal. Don't know why it would be seasonal. Maybe it changes with the seasons, or weather related. But these things often don't turn out to be simple, and it may be a multitude of sources. So apparently, like I said, the council are in the process of investigating with using specialist equipment or procurement of a specialist company to assist in detecting the source of the noise. There is a range of theories as to what the noises could be, which include farm or factory machinery, while some subscribe to alien conspiracy theories such as flying saucers. Alex, what do you think the hum could be?
Well, what if it is, right? Seriously, because this has been going on for a while. I've been hearing about this story for a while. What if it is a guy who, just to fuck people off, maybe he's had enough of life, is literally got some speakers, like, I'm talking about good ass speakers, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Secluded in the garden somewhere, and he's just beaming out this noise across Omar. He doesn't give a shit. It
could well be that.
Although you'd think that the people surround, because surely if that was true, then the neighbours around him would hear it the loudest. So, has nobody been able to find? I don't think this is the right word, but the nucleus of that noise.
No,
there should be. As you travel around, there should be a place where the noise becomes loudest. Till eventually you find out, it's the factory. That makes humming sounds.
No, it seems like they are unable to identify the source of it at this point in time. And they basically said due to the wide area.
You imagine just driving around, you and me, Rob, just driving around in a car around Omar trying to get to the source of the noise. That sounds quite fun. Sound detectives.
What's a decibel meter? That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, that'd be fun, Alice.
And then we come back, 2-week investigation, you and me doing it. We got all the residents in the town hall, and we go, it's coming from space. Yeah. It's the only explanation.
That's what we've established. We've established it's coming from space. We don't know why, but yeah, that's it. Alex, I'm going to move on to my next story. This is from France 24. I don't know whether you saw this story. It's from the 12th of November. There's no journalist listed. Italian circus says escaped lion posed no risk.
Oh, Rob, I had this story. And I was going to feature it. So basically, before you sort of spoiled my, shat on my parade, as it were, and last episode,
right,
and talked about the horse on the plane, I had a collection of stories, and one was about a horse on the plane, the other was about that window that was left open on a plane, and the other one was about the escaped lion. And I had that. Yes. Extraordinary.
Amazing. So residents of the seaside town of Ladispoli were told to stay indoors for more than 5 hours on Saturday evening while police, vets, and circus staff tracked the lion, finally sedating it and then recapturing it. Extraordinary videos published by Italian media, apparently taken by locals, show the fully grown lion with a shaggy mane walking through dark and deserted residential streets, patting parked cars. Unbelievable, Alex.
I mean, if I was walking down the street and saw, I don't know what I'd do if I saw a lion. Just, I don't know. I'm in Soho. Don't know why I picked that out, but I'm in Soho.
Right, okay, randomly. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just happened to be there.
No judgment, Alex. You can be in Soho. That's okay.
I'm in southeast London where I live, and there's a lion. I would get the fuck, but I wouldn't run. It would depend. If it was coming towards me, man. Would you knock on somebody's door? Yeah, sorry, do you mind if I just come in? There is a lion outside. Would you let somebody in if they knocked on your door and said, "Can I come in? There's a lion outside." You probably wouldn't.
No, of course you wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't.
No,
right.
Because you think it was, especially if it's late at night, someone not too noisy. I'm terribly sorry. Would you mind if I came in? There is a lion in the street. You think, I'm really sorry. I can't let you in. I think you might be mentally ill.
Yeah, you're right. But equally, if you closed the door and left them outside and heard them being savaged, I think that would stay with you for the rest of your life. You'd probably feel a pang of guilt.
Yes, that's a good point. Also, how do they know it posed no risk? It is still a lion. I realise that it's...
What the hell does that mean? It posed no... Every lion poses a risk.
Yes.
That's the Eagle Heights defence.
Sorry, it's a big cat, right? I mean, it still has claws and teeth. So I would argue that...
Rob, it could bite your head off.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex.
And it's happy to eat raw meat, yeah?
As far as we know.
You.
Yeah. So Ronnie Vassallo, who's responsible for animals in the Ronnie Roller Circus. By the way, I didn't even know circuses were still... I know, the Ronnie Roller Circus.
So what do you mean you didn't know circuses are still a thing, Rob? They're the bread and butter of every community, Rob. They fuel our economy, Rob, circuses.
Of course, yes.
And we're going to ramp up circus production.
Yeah, but I mean, I think most circuses in this country are foreign acts, so...
Rob, we need to clear the logjam of bureaucratic red tape which is preventing more circuses being opened and run in this country.
You're right, Alex, yeah. Too long has this country been running down the humble circus.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
And then what I was about to say, Alex, I didn't think the circuses were still allowed to have animals in, because I don't think they are in this country.
Well, it would be fairly shit, wouldn't it, without them? I mean, what's it going to be? Just a fortune teller?
Alex, I was at Winter Wonderland on Tuesday, which I won't go into now. But they had a circus there which doesn't have animals. I think the focus now is on the clowns, it's on the trapeze acts, that kind of shit. I didn't go in.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Isn't there still like a bear on chains being forced to walk around? That's what I'm paying for if I want to go to a circus.
He's been drafted to the front line of Russia, Alex, unfortunately.
The Russian bear.
Yeah, he's in a uniform. He's on his way to the Ukraine.
That is what they could do next. Russia could say, right, we're going to raid the zoos and just stick those out there.
I mean, to be honest, would you not be terrified if you were the Ukrainian forces and you just came up against a collection of like motley zoo animals? I think that would be quite terrifying because you don't know what they're going to do.
Sorry,
you've got the element of surprise.
Whoa, Rob. Sometimes we do this. A collection of motley zoo animals is the episode title. Well done. You just said it. A collection of motley zoo animals. That is beautiful. Sorry, I'm saying it now. I'm insisting that's the episode title.
Fine.
It's too good not to be.
Okay. And let's go back to Ronnie Vassallo. Said that whilst the thought of confronting lion would make most people fearful, 8-year-old Kimber posed little danger. He met with people in the environment he wasn't used to.
It does make it sound different. 8-year-old Kimber.
It does, but it doesn't mean anything. So apparently,
8-year-old fluffy paws.
8-year-old fully grown lion. So he met with people in the environment he wasn't used to, and nothing happened. Which again sounds like the Alan Ames defense. He met people and nothing happened.
Yeah, but also there's no context to that 8-year-old because I don't know. But if lions live to like 9,
yes,
then an 8-year-old doesn't sound so sweet. But if they live to 100, then you're like, it's a. How long do lions live? I imagine. Well, cats live to not. What, like the teens?
They can hold quite well. Cats can live in their 20s.
Yeah, they can. Lions, about 15 to 16 years. Males live 8 to 10 years. So hang on a minute, this 8-year-old is not a kid.
No, it's a fully grown lion, Alex. There's no two ways about that. It's a fully grown lion. And also, what I love is that this guy called Ronnie is obviously talking on behalf of the lion. He said he didn't even for a second have the instinct to attack a person. It's good to know, Alex, and that he knows the insight of a lion.
Yeah, he didn't even think about it once. He's a good boy.
He said his fear had been that someone could harm the animal out of fear, so he was more concerned that someone may actually harm the lion. Yeah,
Rob, just remember, lions are more scared of us than we are of lions. They're like wasps. Stop panicking, Rob. Right?
Sorry, Alex, you're right, yeah.
If you're around the lion and you start panicking, they'll sense fear, and then you're to blame if it rips your head off. Okay, Rob. What a great episode this has been so far. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Don't ruin it, Rob. It's time for the listener story of the week.
Thank you. So this is from Kyber.
Thank you, Kyber, as always.
Sorry, Alex, bear with me a second. Actually, is it from Khyber?
Rob doesn't know. He doesn't know who the listener story is. This is, again, just lack of preparation. One might call it
I normally write it down, and I didn't write it down.
Write it down.
It is from Khyber. Fine. Right. Okay, little good.
Good.
Okay, let's just move on.
All right. Thank you, Khyber.
Fuck's sake. It's from the 15th of November. It's from the BBC website. Worker strangled unconscious whilst cleaning carrot baton machinery.
Now, hang on a minute. I saw this and I meant to save it, and I think I forgot. There was just the head. It's absolutely, yeah. It's actually not that funny though, is it, Rob? Because wasn't it quite serious or something? Or
he was strangled unconscious. Yeah, I mean, it was quite bad. I mean, he didn't die, which I'm delighted to say. But yeah, no, it was quite bad. Also, I'm going to apologise from the off. So it is a Polish gentleman, and I'm really concerned I will absolutely butcher his name. So I'm just going to call him Remy, which is the first part of his name. I'm hoping that's okay. So a food company has admitted failures that led to one of its workers being strangled on a machine that makes carrot batons. Remy was choked unconscious.
Right, okay. Wait a second. What makes it funny, Rob, is that it makes carrot batons.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I didn't think there was a machine that made those. I don't know why. Why did I never assume that was the case? Okay, you buy them in bags.
Who's buying carrot batons? Buy your own carrots and cut them into batons yourself.
Agree.
Lazy.
It's also cheaper as well to do that, but to buy your own carrots and to cut them up. Yeah, absolutely, Alex. But
that's funny, Rob, because I'm going to say I'd stereotyped you and pigeonholed you into somebody I thought might buy carrot batons, and I'm pleased to hear that you don't.
There has been times in the past. Maybe if we were,
I think we all have.
Yeah, with some hummus, maybe some tzatziki, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Remy was choked unconscious after being dragged into the machine and trapped by a giant roller. Again, not funny, Alex, but there's something about being... Again, it's one of those things that... Being dragged into the machine and trapped by a giant roller, there's something quite comical about it. I think that's what it is.
Can we just check? He definitely hasn't, he's okay now, is he?
Yeah, he's, as far as I'm aware, he's absolutely fine.
No, but there isn't, he wasn't in intensive care or anything?
No, apparently he was unable to work for 6 months after the injury, but he is still very much alive.
Right, okay. So that's fine. So what I wanted to say about that then is, I'm really pleased that he survived, because I've always said to you, I don't think it's people who die in circumstances which are sort of unintentionally comical for some reason. It's not fair to them at the funeral. When the vicar or wherever the priest is reading it out, and he says, unfortunately he died in a carrot baton machine accident.
Yeah.
You just don't want that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like he died when a piano fell out the sky and
it
killed him, that kind of thing.
Because as much as, it's a very somber occasion, there's probably someone who's going to be stifling a laugh at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want...
Which is horrific, but yeah. So, Kettle Products admitted failing to ensure the safety of its workers at its Orkey Farm facility near Preach in Fife from August 2017 to June 2018. The company, which has a £150 million turnover, faces a substantial claim. When it says kettle...
selling carrot batons. I didn't know there was so much money in there. I was going to start buying some carrots, cutting them up myself and see if I can make £150 million.
Well, I don't know who...
We can do it, Rob.
I mean, I'm assuming... I don't know who Kettle Produce are, but I'm assuming they obviously make quite a lot of, fruit and veg.
No, but Rob, I'm not sure if you heard me. Can we do that? Look, Alex and Rob's carrot batons. We'll make a fortune.
Yeah.
Alex and Rob's sticky carrot batons. Honey glazed.
Right. I mean, it's definitely going to attract a certain type of customer. So
that guy from the cafeteria.
That's mainly what I was thinking about. So Remy, a Polish national, has been employed as a hygiene operative with the company since the 21st of August 2017.
He cleans the machines, poor guy.
I think so,
basically.
Yeah. The 37-year-old was unable to work for 6 months after the injury. Fiscal Deputy Gail Abdir told Dundee Sheriff's Court that the conveyor belt and the rollers had been isolated and completely switched off before the weekly clean. She said, Remy was undertaking the weekly clean of the carrot baton line. He began pressure washing the line. It was running at the time, and the driver roller was turning. This was a rotating roller. The hood of his waterproof jacket got caught in the roller, causing it to tighten around his neck and lead to a loss of consciousness. The other hygiene operative...
So at least he was unconscious before he was dragged into the machine, because that would be terrifying.
I believe so.
It's like, do you remember all those, like the old cartoons you would have grown up on, or those Saturday morning shows, which inevitably ended up in some sort of a person being in a compromising position on a sort of conveyor belt. They're about to have their head chopped off. They're about to be dragged into the metal spikes, whatever it is.
Yes.
Do you remember that would happen all the time?
Of course.
And it would stop. Well, actually, Bond as well. There was notorious for that kind of thing, wasn't it? That is the sort of staple of those kind of shows. This reminds me a bit of that.
Yeah, this is...
Maybe he thought that he was being, that it was deliberate. Maybe he thought, the boss has had enough.
I mean, also, let's be fair. I mean, this would be absolutely terrifying if this happened to you. So, the other hygiene operative found him unconscious under the belt with the hood of his jacket tangled in the roller. Others became aware of the operative screaming at them. They ran to the central cabin and switched off the line. They freed him by manually feeding the roller to free his clothing. He was treated by paramedics and taken to hospital with severe swelling and bruises of the neck. He suffered loss of feelings in his fingertips.
And loss of feelings generally. I just don't feel anything anymore.
Apparently, the counsel for the company, Barry Swift, said that Kettle Produce was very sincerely regret this accident occurred and that Remy was a valued employee.
So why is it, Rob, in the strata of society? I'm not saying he shouldn't. Andrew Flintoff was in that accident with Top Gear, and he's been apparently paid like 10 million. And how much is our friend who was dragged into the carrot baton machine, strangled? How much is he going to be paid?
Well, actually, that's a very good question. It doesn't say. I mean,
no.
although apparently there's a nice fact in here. He said apparently the defendant also urged the court to take into account that the business had lost £4 million over the last 2 financial years because of COVID.
The defendant did. Oh, that's the company you hired.
Yeah, because obviously, what's
that got to do with it?
Because they're going to be fined. So they're saying that this company's fallen onto hard times.
Go easy, Gov.
The caravan business has really sort of eased up, Alex, and they're struggling, and so they're trying to minimise the fine by adding this context.
Also, wasn't it the gentleman in question's fault for not securing his hood properly? If you will walk around a machine with a flapping hood, you're going to get dragged into it. Oh.
It's a good, Alex. It's a good point, Alex. You should never have your hood out or too near to a conveyor belt. Or kitchen utensils, for that matter.
Yeah, that is a euphemism. Okay, that brings us to the end of episode LA418. It's been thrilling, Rob. I have really enjoyed it. So next week, Rob, is going to be episode 419. I think 420 is probably going to be our Christmas special, which I'm really looking forward to, Rob. Well, look forward to it even though, I despise Christmas.
Of course.
But looking forward to doing that nonetheless. So, yes, we can be found on our website, LAPodcast.net. Look, if you like what we do, support us. Can you leave us a tip? I'm going to tell you, I've been telling Rob recently, and you will hopefully hear some changes over the next few months. Trying to really, even more update our audio equipment, make it more professional, get more good content out to you. So if you could leave a tip, a rolling donation, whatever it is, there's a PayPal button in the top right-hand corner. We'd really appreciate that. If you can't afford to do that, then just do something for us for free, which is leave us a review on wherever you're listening to us on, especially if it's like Apple Podcasts. Just spend that time to leave a review, hopefully a good one, but whatever kind of review you want to, and just continue to raise our profile. We would really, really appreciate it. We very much enjoyed your company today. Thank you for listening. We'll see you for episode 419. God bless.
And keep it local.